It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast with your friend Mike. It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast that you like, 'cause it's free. Here he comes now. He's gonna sit down. It's gonna start.
Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. Folks, I just saw Star Wars. Here's a spoiler. I didn't really see Star Wars. I hope you didn't turn off the fucking podcast. That would be not cool. I would tell you, I'm not that guy. You know that. I have a history with that. I worked with a guy who ruined the Sixth Sense for some people, and I wanted to beat him to death, which I'm going to grant right now seems like an overreaction. But if you would have seen the joy leave their faces as he stole it and tore it up in front of them, you would understand that I am the guy who is not overreacting, and you would absolutely be on board with me. We would have stomped those guys out, as Dennis Miller would say, like narcs at a biker rally. We would have just gone to work and curb stomped everybody like Ed Norton in goddamn American History X. So no spoilers for Star Wars. I haven't seen it yet. I'm hoping to see it soon, very soon. If any, you know what, as a matter of fact, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys can get me at Mike Schmidt Comedy, because I'm going to go right now and check it out. Look, I can't lie to you. I'm actually at a 2:30 in the morning showing. I'm sitting in the ArcLight Theater in Hollywood right now, and I'm doing this show from the back row. I'm waiting for people to arrive. Perhaps they'll chime in and jump in with me, and we can talk it. Oh, what if I did that? A spoiler up during the showing. Like if I walked and talked right through it. Walked and talked. I don't want to do that. That seems ridiculous. Why would I walk and talk? I'll just talk instead. How about that? How about if instead I just talk? And I can't even think of who the walk and talk guy is. God damn it. Who did Sports Night? Fuck. Who did fucking West Wing? I don't know. I'm sure he'll sexually harass somebody and we'll hear his name in 4 days. And I'll go, that was the dude I should have remembered on the goddamn podcast. Hey, that was a snap. Did you hear that snap? All right. I'm trying not to talk quickly because I will tell you this. I did all right, first of all, you're going to laugh if I tell you this. So I should probably tell you, since it's a comedy show, since I want you to laugh, I should tell you something. You're not going to laugh. This is just a thing. First of all, it's Friday. Can we deal with that? Let's talk about the fact that it's a Friday show. And no, the show is not coming out on Fridays from now on. I think last week was also Friday. It's been a tumultuous month over here at Mike Schmidt Inc. And unfortunately, that's, it's 40-Year-Old Boy Inc. Although now that I'm the only employee, I guess it's pretty much Mike Schmidt Inc. It's just me fucking flying solo. I've gone from LLC to independent contractor, I think, as I'm just the only fucking dude here. David's not an employee. He does his own fucking thing. You know, if he helps, you know, if I call him, he does things. That's great. If I get to him in time, if I don't, then he doesn't, which is fine too. But yeah, so look, here's the thing. I did a show that would have come out on Thursday because I want this fucking podcast to come out on Thursday. I don't want you to think I'm slacking. I don't want you to think I'm a guy who's like, oh, well, you know, maybe it'll come out, whatever. No, man. You know me, like a fucking metronome. I've been on board with this fucking show being out at a certain time because there has to be a schedule, especially in podcasting. I don't want to do pod fade. I don't want to get you guys conditioned to listen to me on a Friday. I'm a Thursday fucking show. I actually thought about bumping the show to Mondays because, like, you can't come out on a Friday, all right? Because if you come out on Friday, nobody listens because they're all looking forward to the weekend, and then they store you in their fucking iPod, and then by the time they get through the weekend, it's Monday, and then they don't listen. Nobody does the thing. But then that is antithetical to the argument I had where I was going to do a Monday show because I was like, hey, let's kick off the week with Mike. I don't know why I'm Krusty the Clown in that scenario. Hey! Because I thought to myself, if I was ever going to move the show, I would move it from Thursday to Monday because then you could have like a whole, like, you'd start off your week with me. But then that would mean I'd have to record on fucking Sunday, and who the fuck wants to do that? I can't do that. That's the day Jesus rested, along with other podcasters. Does Jesus have a podcast? I don't know if he does. I don't know if it's funny. He probably's got one like Serial, where they're just, he's got Pontius Pilate in jail, and they're trying to figure out if he's guilty about what the fuck he did or he didn't do. I would subscribe to Jesus' podcast. You know, that seems like it would be interesting. What if he just did like a fucking weird movie podcast? There would be nothing less interesting than Jesus talking about pop culture. We want to hear about you, dude. We want about you and, you know, sand dollars and you know, you and your sandals and washing the feet and the fish and everything else. All that other bullshit that I've read in the book. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would have him do every, like, Deuteronomy. I'd have him go every fucking chapter of the Bible, and I'd go, all right, did this really happen? What about these dudes? How about that guy with the really deep voice, Methuselah or Gehenna, or I don't know what the fuck, from Jesus Christ Superstar. The guy, he's got the super deep voice. All right, I like that guy. When I saw Jesus Christ Superstar live, and I'm not that guy, you know me, But every time, I say that, I'm like, I'm not like a musical guy who goes to see musicals. And then I go see a musical and I'm like, I'm the gayest man alive because I loved this and I just jerked off in the balcony because it was so fucking good. So I think I need to just embrace my inner musical guy. I need to be embrace my inner Anthony Rapp. Now that he's of age, I can go ahead and do that. Poor Anthony. Thankfully he's come of age now. So if I embrace him, I embrace my inner Anthony Rapp, it's okay. I will tell you this, I will not invite my inner Anthony Rapp to a party at Kevin Spacey's house. That will never happen. 14-year-old guy by himself at a party, that seems a little weird, right? Doesn't it? It's not as weird as Kevin Spacey throwing him out of bed and trying to fucking smother him and tackle him. That's fucked up. But just the fact that Anthony Rapp's 14, because I was 14. I remember being 14. I didn't like adults. I don't like adults now. I'm 50. But then you wind up at some party, and it's that thing where I'm sure some people wanted to be sophisticated, and they're thinking, I'll put on fake eyelashes, and I'll have some wine, and I'll pretend like I'm a grown-up. And then, unfortunately, people treat you like a grown-up. Kids, if you're listening, don't act like a grown-up. You don't want to be a fucking grown-up. It's no fun being a goddamn grown-up. Stop being a grown-up. Rein yourself in. I was just going to be straightforward, the show, and here we are again with the talking. I got to stop at the talking. That's what I got to do with this podcast. I got to go ahead and put the talking on a shelf. I did talking this week. That's another fucking thing. My brain is on fucking fumes because I did a show Tuesday. All right. I recorded a podcast for you fine folks. And that's a lot of alliteration. Well, that's actually a little alliteration. But I did a podcast Tuesday, and it was all locked and loaded. Speaking of alliteration, for you fine folks, it was locked and loaded. And I was editing that show and putting it together and trying to build it with some, because again, it's Christmas. You just heard a Christmas song as we led in here, right? And so I was finding some of our traditional Christmas pieces that I was going to bring to you within the show. So I was, as I had saved project and everything was ready on my computer, I started to look on my hard drive and try to find my Christmas stuff. And it's in my iTunes, but the thing was since I switched laptops, some stuff I can't find. It's the fucking weirdest thing. Like the name will be there, and then I'll click play, and then it won't play. Like it's not there. But here's the best part. Then I turn off iTunes and I reopen it, and guess what? There it is. I can play it, and it's playing. So it was a lot of that nonsense where I'm sorting through and looking, and you're punching in numbers, then you're playing things, and you're turning stuff off. And as I'm inserting tracks, and I insert the first track, if you don't know how Audacity works, folks, it's like a puzzle. It's like Legos. All right, you go ahead and you build your Lego house, and you try not to step on your podcast in the middle of the night because you'll swear and you'll wake up your 6-year-old. And he's not happy because A, you woke him up, and B, you just stepped on his fucking Lego podcast and destroyed the goddamn thing. But what I'm telling you is I did the show on Tuesday, and I was putting it together on Wednesday night. Now, should I have put it together Tuesday night? Probably, maybe. I guess we could do that, but I do that thing, as you know, where I just kind of go, like I'm done with my work when I finish recording, and then I talk to David about the artwork, and we're ready to rock with that, and then he gets that image to me on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night around 11:30 or midnight. Maybe midnight was probably closer to what it was. I sit down and I start to put it together, and I go ahead and I build the puzzle because, I take Wednesday off to do anything besides work. I probably watched Iron Chef. Perhaps I watched some Chopped. Perhaps I watched some. You know my routine by this time. But I know I lifted. I did do that. I'll talk to the Attaboy people a little later. But I'm back in the game, man. I'm lifting. Cardio still trying to fix, and diet, well, still trying to work on that. And sleep, I'm a lot more misses than hits these days. But at least I'm getting out of the house to lift, so that's fine. And my arms are still fucking powerful. All right. So I did the show on Tuesday, and as I was editing it, there's no pretty way to say it. Audacity crashed, and it fucking ate the show. And it ate 90 minutes of a show. And it was funny because this particular week, I had done a 90-minute show, and I was fretting in my head because I'm like, well, I usually do a show that's around 2 hours, but also, I don't want to do a show that's fucking 2 hours because I don't know if you guys want that. In the old days, I used to do a 3-hour show, and people would be like, oh my God, it's so fucking awesome. Or they would write me and they go, thank God, a 3-hour show. Now I do a 2-hour show. I don't fucking hear from anybody. So I'm just like, nobody fucking cares if I did 2 hours or 2 minutes. Nobody fucking, believe me, nobody out there's fucking waiting. But I don't let that attitude is not why this show's coming out on Friday. Truthfully, I did a show on Tuesday, and it wound up being an hour and a half, and I'm like, I was even fretting it then, and I'll tell you what, man, fucking, there's no, look, you've all had a document crash at work, or some project that you were working on, maybe in college, some term paper got fucking ink spilled on it. Your quill pen ran out of ink, perhaps you were doing some sort of physical training and you fell down the stairs. I don't know how your lives work, but you've been disappointed in the past. Let's put it that way. All you need to know is you were disappointed at some point in the past. Well, I was extremely disappointed and rageful and murderous and ready to do whatever the fuck, because this show is not scripted. This show is not written. The show does not have any, real story path to it. And, I wound up the other day, it was so funny the other day, what I wound up doing was I was actually telling stories that kind of brought me back into telling older stories. I said something. I actually, I was talking about my friend Heidi, and I accidentally called her Candy. And then I had to explain why I called her Candy, because she looked like Candy, who I had dated a million years ago. And then I told some stories about Tahoe, and I started some stuff that I've touched on before, but it doesn't matter. It's gone. Audacity has eaten it and taken it away. Now, that happened at midnight on fucking Tuesday night. Wednesday night. So I was fucking going through and trying to and find it and look and, looking through Audacity. Because here's the deal. I'm building the Legos and everything's there. It's fine. And then all of a sudden, the theme song is there and the closing song is there and the stuff that I had for the break, the Christmas stuff that I went and found. And all of a sudden, the two, because I'd only had 3 audio tracks. I kind of one-take jaked it. There's the first track, and then there's the break, and then we do the plugs. Well, the plugs was solid, and the beginning of the show was, like an hour and 10 minutes, but it was broken into 2. And this is a lot of fucking inside baseball that nobody cares about. But the bottom line is, all of a sudden I come back, and those lines are flat. If you know anything, like your heart monitor goes beep, beep, and it's got the fucking jumping up and down. Like I was talking about the blue lines all the time in fucking podcasting and in the Audacity. Well, fucking, they're flat. And I looked and I tried to find them, and I kept trying to play, and it was complete silence. And then the fucking hunt commences. And then I'm like, well, what do I do? Do I turn off Audacity? Do I try to reboot? And the thing is, just don't hit save project, because I had been saving project up to that point, so it was completely saved. It was fine. But then it eats the fucking project. And I close out Audacity and I open it back up, and it says, sometimes this will happen where it'll go flatline and it'll say 2 data blocks have been used that will cause minimal damage to your track. Do you wish to proceed? Yes. I opened it this time. It said like 828 data blocks had been eaten because of an unexpected crash of Audacity. And like I said, dude, just sitting there biting my fucking lip, cringing, and because there's nothing. It's not like, first of all, I can't just reboot. I can't start over from the top because I don't know everything I said. I mean, I have a skeleton frame. Because, this has happened before with, like, chunks of the show. Like an 18-minute chunk or a 7-minute chunk or something. I've done that before. But, dudes, to fucking lose a whole show, a 90-minute fucking show. And I know you're thinking to yourself, well, it was anything like the opening of this show, then it was worth losing. And that's fine. Good for you. I'm sorry that you feel that way. But it's fucking... how do I put it? It's agonizing. It's imagine again, like if you worked on some fucking work project and you were ready to turn it in, and right when you're ready to turn it in, it fucking disappeared. And this is 90 minutes of talking, but say that might be the equivalent to a 100-page fucking report. And by the way, I got news for you. If you're ever doing a 100-page report, get the fuck out of that job. Go do something else. Go work in a grocery store and just get your own peace of mind. You won't have any money, but at least you won't have the fucking stress of having to turn in a 100-page report. That just seems fucking crazy. So I did a fucking show this week, and then it disappeared. And I contacted Superfan Geo, not Superfan of me, but Superfan of others, because he's the fucking tech guy. And he got back to me within like an hour, and we were able to go ahead and dick around. And he's like, do this and do that, and look for these pathways. And just a lot of fucking nothing. So then I go on Facebook and I did a live video. This was last night, 2 nights ago, fucking Wednesday night. It was 3 a.m, so it's Thursday fucking morning. And people were very nice. And the funny part is, again, so that winds up being 22 minutes or whatever the fuck of me explaining to people why there's not going to be a show up on Thursday. Now, here's the thing that I fucking forgot. I forgot that not everybody who listens to the show is on fucking Facebook. That's always the center of the fucking universe for me. That always seems to be the place where everybody kind of goes. And I always anticipate that, because it's just... Even when I go online, I won't lie to you. I go to Facebook, I go to Twitter, I go to check my email. Bang, bang, bang. I do those things. And then Snapchat and Instagram. I check all that stuff. That's my sweep of the out of town scoreboard, as I guess Jimmy would say. But I wound up putting up a video and telling people, and people were very nice. And I think I'm going to incorporate more live video into the show. Certainly, hopefully, something more interesting than what we got here is I detail the fact that I put up a live video. You don't want to see a live video about me talking about live videos, do you? That doesn't seem like it'd be great. Unless I'm talking about live videos, like band videos. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do a live video show reviewing live videos. Who's on board? Because, I want to Twitch and stream. I want to do all that stuff. I want to reach out to the kids. I want to be Steve Buscemi with a skateboard. Hello, fellow teens. I want to make sure that everybody knows that I'm in touch with the youth of America and not too much in touch with them because I'm 50 and every other fucking 50-year-old apparently is in touch with the youth of America. Kevin Spacey, my inner Anthony Rapp, you know that. We talked about it earlier with all the molesting. Haha, Merry Christmas. And that brings me to this. Next week, the show was going to be recorded at my friend Maki's house. I'm going out to her house on Monday to go record, and I anticipated that being a Christmas-type atmosphere. I was going to, because I have a gift here from our friend Chuck, and I know our friend Jamie has sent me a gift, so I was going to go to Maki's house, and it was going to be celebratory, and there might be a cookie or two, and I was going to record in her house, but also doing some Christmas bits along the way, and it was going to be totally fun, and I was going to shotgun everything all over you guys. Some Christmas bits here and there, because again, like I said, I've done this show 10 years, which is shocking to me. I mean, I think back on it, and it's kind of amazing, but it's even more amazing when you step back and you realize you go to my YouTube channel, and I've got fucking 500 episodes of this fucking show to listen to. And then when I look for bits and I see all the bits that I have that I that have become Christmas traditions. People are really nice, and they write me, and they're like, oh, are you going to do this? Or what about this? Oh, my God, I can't wait for Christmas. And I think I talked about it last week. A listener of the show was like, you're absolutely a 40-year-old boy listener if you listen to Allison by Elvis Costello, and you wind up saying, Kanye West, get off my lawn, instead of singing the actual lyrics. And that makes me fucking happy, man. That means I've made an imprint in your fucking brain. That's pretty cool. So here's what I'm doing this week. Like I said, next week I was going to be doing the Maki show, and I was going to be doing a Christmas thing, and I was going to be bringing you bits and things like that. And you know what? Fuck that. I did a show this week, and it got eaten up. And rather than do another fucking show whining about it, although I guess maybe that's what I've already done up to this point. Oh, this is what I wanted to fucking say. So I put up the Facebook thing, and then I put up another Facebook thing today, which is Thursday, to tell people that there would be a show coming their way. And again, you're going to laugh at me because I'm a child, but I don't fucking care. We're all having fun, and everybody's on the Facebook thing, and they're making fun of me because that's what they do. And David stepped in and made fun of my shirt, and then more people decided it would be great to make fun of my shirt because I wore a fucking t-shirt to do a video because apparently I was supposed to rent a fucking tux. Who knows? And yeah, it bothered me. I won't lie. I mean, it's like I can pretend like, we're all having fun. No, fuck that. I'm wearing a fucking t-shirt, and everybody's like, First Dave did. David's like, hey, nice collar on your shirt, or whatever the fuck. And then everybody's like, and you change your shirt. Stupid shirt. Hey, you're stupid. Why do you buy shirts that look like that? Stupid. My shirt. And then I'm like, well, why am I even doing this? Why the fuck am I talking to anybody? Why am I putting up a video? I know it sounds stupid to be like that, but this is the thing that affected me with doing stand-up. When I would do stand-up, I'd be funny and I'd be smart and all this, and then a heckler would start. And I'd be almost kind of like, why the fuck? Why? Just, dude, let me do what I'm doing. There's no, you don't have to make fun of my fucking shirt. What's the point? But the whole point is we're supposed to be having fun and we all roll with it. But I sometimes take things to heart, especially when I'm there making an excuse for the fact that I haven't been able to do a show this week. So I'm kind of almost, I don't want to say begging forgiveness, but I'm at least letting people know that I'm in a headspace that says, hey, look, I'm apologetic because I didn't give you the thing I'm supposed to give you. And I'm always terrified that if a show doesn't come out on Thursday, everybody will fucking disappear on Friday and nobody will stick around. And people are very nice because they're like, no, calm down, dude. Don't worry about it. We're sticking around. Yeah, but that might be 1,000 of you, but then that means if there's one dude who just goes, yeah, fuck this, I can't anymore. Then that means the other 10,000 or whatever the fuck, or however many people are listening in a goddamn week, they bail, and you're just like, yeah. I don't even want to lose one fucking person. I can't, because again, this is all I got. I white knuckle the fucking shit out of this show, as you fucking know. And I'll tell you what, if my choice of t-shirt is going to send people heading for the doors, then I've got to burn my whole collection. I got to do something. If I need to wear a collared shirt to keep you people on board, I will do it. But also a dude wrote on today's video, because I did the video last night, which was like 22 minutes, and then today's video I think was only like 9 minutes, and I won't lie, I fucking ended it because I was like, all right, well, it's the shirt roast, I'm gonna fucking bail on the shirt roast, which is stupid because only one person said something, but it doesn't matter because then I'm just like, oh fuck it, why am I gonna stick around and do this? Because I am also just enough of an arrogant guy to think, well, why the fuck am I even trying this? I mean, I'm here talking to you guys and being funny, and I'm giving my time to you, and then you're going to make fun of me? Well, fuck it. I don't need to do this. And then I run away because I'm a child. So somebody else wrote, as I was talking today, they actually wrote the phrase, talk faster. Because apparently I was talking fast. Now, look, I guarantee you, I know I was talking fast because I was trying to get everything I could get out so I could go change my fucking shirt in time for everybody to enjoy the broadcast. I knew everybody was having a shitty time because my shirt was so terrible, I had to go fucking change it and fix. Everybody, because people are just staring at me. And look, it's bad enough already that I'm presuming anybody wants to hear any fucking things I have to say. But then, when you wind up wearing a bad shirt, oh my God, it shows that I've insulted my audience. And then I'm talking fast to fill the fucking air. Because this is the thing, when there's nobody here to make laugh, I'm filling the silence. And I know it sounds fucking stupid. It's a weird thing, but it's a tick I've had since I was a stand-up. Even on stage, you do that thing where you try to embrace silence. When I tell stories, I'm actually much better at it. When I have a crowd of people there that are letting me tell a story, then I'm able to do it. Stand-up's a different animal, because you're all like bang, 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 rat-a-tat-tat. Fucking stand-up's a machine gun, whereas a storytelling thing is more of a cannon. You fire off one shot, and then you can just kind of, everybody settles, and then you fire off another fucking shot. This might be a terrible analogy about guns and stories. Lawyers, guns, and money. It's a terrible analogy about that, certainly. That's what Warren Zevon would tell you. But I'm just, I did this thing where I told 2 nights ago I was talking to people and telling them what was up and on Facebook, and then today I got a shitty shirt and I talk too fast. So the point is, folks, I did a show. It got eaten by Audacity. So I've come to you now with a Christmas show in mind. The show I was going to do next week is actually going to be done this week. I'm going to bring you some bits. I'm going to bring you some of our Christmas stuff. And when I say some of it, I think I'm going to kitchen sink the fuck out of you guys. You know what I mean? I truly didn't think I would talk this long in the beginning of the fucking show, and yet I have. Here we are. But we've got some bits. I'm going to go ahead and fill them in. I might pop in with some wraparounds. I might not. I might just play a big chunk of bits because I got songs, I got comedy, I got everything coming at you. I got all sorts of stuff, and some of it will need to be explained because some of it you haven't heard. Some of it you have heard, and that's great. And you'll be like, I recognize this old favorite. But some stuff is also going to have some inside jokes because there's some Christmas stuff that me and David did. David really did it. I don't want to take credit for his work. But he had done, the Christmas invitation some years, and he had put out some stuff, and it mentioned some of my personal friends and things like that. Some of it was way too inside, so I had to whack it. But I got plenty of stuff for you here. Look. You know what I am? I'm your virtual mistletoe. Stand under it, folks. I'm about to fucking shove my tongue directly in your inner Anthony Rapp's mouth, and I'm going to bring you some goddamn Christmas. Now, I was going to do this next week. But you know what? There's plenty of Christmas to go around, right? I'll bring you a ton of stuff now, and there'll be still some Christmas left over for next week. And I'll be back. I'm not going away. I'm not Frosty. It's like Frosty the Snowman. I feel like now it's the end of Frosty when the fucking gets the hat and he goes to split, and everybody's like, oh my God, Frosty, no, you can't leave. And he's like, I'll be back when it's cold. Happy birthday, or whatever the fuck he says. So I'm not leaving you right now for this show, but I'm going to play some a chunk of some bits. And I'll jump back in periodically to tell you, hey, guess what? This is a bit that's about this, or this is a bit that's about that. But I can tell you this, whenever I jump in, please know, A, I will not be talking fast, and B, I will have a much better shirt on every single time I come back. Let's listen to these fucking elves.
Hey, this is Louie the Elf, and you're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network. Not only is Lily on the naughty list, but Santa wants her to autograph it for him. Nice.
Children love the island of Misfit Toys. Here come some kids now.
Hey, Mr. Man, you got G.I. Jerk-Off?
Yes?
I want a wee spit. How about a turd puppet?
Certainly.
Do you have cinnamon eye drops?
Well?
You got Fat Baby Fall Down?
I'm not...
I want a What's in My Turtle toolkit.
Okay.
I need Befoul My Unicorn.
Sure,
Do you have electric soap?
Yes, of course we do. Right here at the island of Misfit Toys, the variety never ends, a subsidiary of MikeSchmidtComedy.com.
Hey, I'm Seamus, and I'm Louie, and we're the Christmas Elves. Hey, we'd like you guys to meet another one of the Christmas Elves. It's our little friend Bogus the Elf. Hey, you guys. Glad you folks could join us. We're about to play our favorite holiday game, the 40-Year-Old Boy drinking game. All right.
Sweet, you guys.
Okay, it's simple. We've all drawn a Schmidty-type phrase or word at random, and we're about to listen to the latest episode of the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast. Every time Mike says our word or phrase, we take a shot out of this bottle of Yukon Jack. Hey, now.
That sounds good, S.A.
All right, let's see. Oh, I drew the phrase. Folks, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Sweet.
Oh, wow, there you go. Louis, what did you draw? I got the word literally. Oh, man, I hope you didn't drive. Bogus,
Crack me
what
up.
did you get?
Well, I got rape.
Rape? Oh, no way. Dude, you know who drew that word the last time we played this game?
No.
John Bonham. Oh, no way. Oh.
Come behold him, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, the 40-year-old boy, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. The finest gifts we sell, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum. Come,
Joe
they
business.
told me, pa-rum-pa-pum,
Can it be
a
place to
podcast
give,
to see,
or hear live bees?
You gotta hear this dude,
gangster.
talk
Get a
about
shirt
rape and food,
with a big
rum-pa-pum-pum,
on the front,
rum-pa-pum-pum.
on the front of it.
For
Joe
3
business.
hours, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
Can
Sometimes
it be? Every child must be put upon to use Mike's link to shop at Amazon. Donate cash to his Patreon. Support his rage phenomenon. I pray you want to hear his rage. So go to Mike's cool YouTube page. We'll
try
see
to
the
help him
day
clean
of
up.
glory. We'll see the day
machine
when men of goodwill finally drive Uber. Joe business. Can it be? Can it be?
Oh, that's a pretty thing.
God damn, I love that song. I love that version. I love all the versions. See, here's my favorite thing about that song. It seems like 8 million years ago, someone said, hey, let's do this. Let's get two guys together who, in the future, David Hernandez is going to be able to do a perfect imitation of both of them singing at the same time. Let's do that. Or at least they'll it's almost as if Dave himself went back in a time machine and said, you know what, I'm going to book these two dudes to do this, because it was a far-out idea back then. David Bowie, weird transgender superstar. Not transgender, but back then they thought he was. And Bing Crosby, weird transgender kid beater. What would Bing Crosby have done with your inner Anthony Rapp? I wonder. Is it Anthony Rapp or Anthony Rapp? I don't fucking know. I don't know. All I know is don't put him in a room with Kevin Spacey. Don't put Anthony Rapp in there. Don't put Anthony Rapp in there. Don't put Joseph Papp in there. And no matter what happens, Spacey's going to fucking take them all on. It's going to be a grim scene. Merry Christmas. We're talking about Kevin Spacey's cock a lot this Christmas. But goddamn, I love that Bowie and Bing thing. And every year he does me a different one. He's done, I think I've got 4 different versions of it. And it's so funny. In my head, I'm going through, dudes, you have no idea the amount of Christmas stuff I have. And, well, you're about to hear a bunch of it. Certainly, it's all coming your way. But yeah, that Bowie and Bing song, that's the 2017 version. You also heard in there, you heard the Elves there were a lot of elves. You're going to hear, you got a lot of elves in your future here coming up, including some new elves you haven't heard before. I think I played a lot of the stuff that David sent me, but I have a couple of things that were elf worthy. Dave hit a real elf streak there for a while because he did elf stuff for me, and then he went, you know what, I'm just going to do some elf stuff, period, and used it in other projects, and I have it for you coming up soon. But also you heard Misfit Toys there, and that's one of the ones, there's an original, I'm saving the original Misfit Toys because I have to, I'll have some explaining to do, and that'll be a little later in the show, and I'll tell you about it. But that one you just heard with Turd Puppet, that was one of the ones we did after the fact because we had done an initial Misfit Toys for a Christmas invitation. See, a lot of these things that you're hearing are coming directly from... David and I did, he always does a yearly Christmas invitation for the Christmas party at his house with the stupidest grab bag of all time, the $10 grab bag. I told you all about the Justin Bieber guitar. And one year I gave my buddy's dad a coffee mug. I've never won the contest. I didn't get to go this year either. I was supposed to go and then wound up having to pull up stakes and not go to Chicago for the party. I'm sorry that I missed it because apparently someone gave a silver sweatsuit that David took a photo in. He looks like a fucking Mexican spaceman in this fucking photo. He's got his ever-present hat along with his silver sweatsuit. And it looks like David Bowie's Starman, but if he was in the Buena Vista Social Club. It's nice. You should check out the photo. Although I don't think you've shared it, but he put it on it's on a private page that you folks can't see. Called Mexican Spaceman. But yeah, you heard Misfit Toys, and we heard some elves there, and we heard Bowie and Bang. And now, we're going to hear some more elves, but also we're going to hear something that everybody wants to hear all the time. I think I've actually played it outside of Christmas occasionally, but people always ask me, they're like, hey, when are you going to play this? You got to play this. When are you going to play this? And everybody knows it comes up Christmas time, but there are people who are asking for it in March, and I can't blame them. And then part of me says, hey, go to the YouTube channel and find the Christmas shows because you'll be able to hear it in there. But look, people want what they want. The heart wants what the heart wants, as a giant AM/PM weird mascot says in the commercial, and it sticks in my head. Dungus. Yes, AM/PM has a guy named Dungus, and he's made out of food and sodas. And then there's a girl who wants to fuck him. It's so fucking weird. Dude, find Dungus. It's these AM/PM commercials. They were running on MLB.com for a long time, but also out here because there's AM/PM. It's running locally on television, and it's a character. He's a giant... he looks like one of the Where the Wild Things Are monsters, but he's made out of Twizzlers and cinnamon buns and hot dogs and Slurpees. And that's not even a joke. He's like a gigantic mascot. And in half of the sketches, half of the commercials, a woman wants to sleep with him for some reason. She cannot wait to get her arms around his sticky bun waist and put his hot dog fingers down her fucking throat. Actually, that sounds kind of hot. I think I'm on board with Dungus nailing a chick as long as they film it. I'll go to AM/PM. I'll go day and night. That's how I'll do it, just to go ahead and see Dungus getting fucking railing some chick over a goddamn hot dog bar. All right, it's Christmas. Why am I talking about this kind of thing? So, like I said, folks, we got a lot of elves. So let's bring you some more goddamn elves. See, why do I call them goddamn elves? They're just elves. They're fucking awesome. It's Seamus and Louie and Kirby and I think T-Rock. T-Rock will be later. Again, you'll hear. There's a whole bunch. There's I think there's another. There's a gay elf. There's a Mexican elf. It's all coming. It's in your future, folks. Stick around. You've got so many elves to fucking look forward to.
Hey, Louie, could you come over here for a second? I need your help.
All right, what are you doing?
Oh, I've been helping Schmidty with ideas for making his podcast even better.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe I could, jazz up his theme song by, adding some lyrics to it.
Seriously?
Yeah, so far, so good. The only problem is I keep getting stuck at the bridge. So I was wondering...
All right. Just play me what you got so far, and when you get to the bridge, I'm just gonna jump in with something, okay?
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4. The 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy's about to start.
That's catchy.
The 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy's about to start.
You know he's gonna say fuck a lot. He will probably mention his cock. He is gonna say literally and drop a royal family. Yeah!
The 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old boy,
Yeah!
That's pretty good, Louie. Can I use it?
Oh, go right ahead.
Great. Now I can finish. Just one more thing, though. Do Do you know anything that rhymes with saddlebag?
Just in time for this season, Sluggy Records is proud to bring you a very 80s Christmas. For the first time in this TV offer, you'll get holiday classics performed by all your favorite stars of the 80s. You'll get Yuletide hits from Thomas Dolby, Aha, Wham, Mr. U2, and this Ode to Santa by Gary Newman.
His name is Claus, and he makes all the toys. Then he brings them to all the good girls and boys. He's Claus.
We can dance if we want to with a man made out of snow, with a corncob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of coal. So we can dance, everybody take a chance. We can dance with a snowman with no pants. It's a frosty dance, it's a frosty dance. He ain't got no pants.
Well, it's Christmas Eve, alright. Santa will be gone all night. So now my work is done and I can have some fun, and I'll be dancing with an elf. Oh, 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 dancing with an elf. Oh, 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 dancing with an elf. Well, she's pounding beers and she's got pointy ears, and I'll be dancing with an elf. Oh, 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 oh.
Special someone on your gift list still wears parachute pants and a mullet haircut. They'll love this collection of holiday music, like this Christmas classic from In Excess.
So slide down the chimney and give me a present, and drink all the milk and eat the cookies too, and eat the cookies too. Santa, you're my guy. Oh, happy holidays to you. Happy holidays. It makes no difference if you call it Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, whether you're Gentile or Jew. Happy holidays. Oh, happy holidays to you. What I should do. How can you just leave me standing alone with the hammer and wood? Santa is just too demanding, making me build all the toys for the neighborhood. Maybe I'm just a big loser. Why should I even try? What good is a wooden computer? This is what it sounds like when elves cry.
Yes, it's a very 80s Christmas. Available on 2 CDs for $19.99 or 33 8-track cassettes for only $63.50. Call 1-800-867-5309. Ask for Jenny. Call right now. Call today. That's 1-800-867-5309. A very 80s Christmas. Order now.
Order now. Goddamn, I love that 80s thing. And it's not over. You know there's more 80s in your future. If you've been paying any attention at all over the past 10 years, you know there's another part to the 80s thing. But where will I drop it in? Who knows? Because I'm the guy who's building this damn thing. I'm the guy who's putting together this show, Legos. So you know what you can count on? You can count on me building it, and you can count on Audacity eating it later. So that's going to be perfect. None of this will see the light of day. You'll never hear any of this. I'm recording this for myself in my apartment, and I'll get to tell you all about it later, wistfully. I'll be able to sit you down in front of a fireplace like an old man, and I'll just read you a goddamn story where I'm like, and then I did another show for Christmas, and then unfortunately the goblins of Audacity ate it. Hey, where you going? That's from like year 4. I don't remember what that is. All right, man. You know what? You're thinking to yourself, are there more elves to come? Well, certainly there are, folks. Now, this bit is one you've not heard. That's right. And I know you've committed all of the elves bits to memory. So this would have started and you would have gone, I haven't heard this fucking elf bit. Of course you haven't. This elf bit actually came from, in 2009, David was doing all the elves things. And that's why you just heard, the elves do the theme song, the 40-Year-Old Boy theme song and stuff. And that was something he hit upon where we were doing it for us for Christmas. But then he was in that mode. And when David gets in the cat house and he gets rolling with his the effects and things like that, he's like, well, fuck, I just see more of these elves. So he had to do the Christmas invitation for the party. And this is directly from the 2009 Christmas invitation. And this was a bit where you can actually hear my 6-year-old at the time godson. And how old was Ava at the time? She's got to be probably 9. Is she 3 years older? I'm guessing. Yeah, I think she's 9 in this. But you will hear, I consider her my niece anyway. So my 9-year-old niece, Ava, and my 6-year-old godson, Valentine. And they are running the show here, and they're talking to elves. Don't ask me. I don't know if they were able to hear the elves' responses because, look, don't call child services. All right, I don't know if this was appropriate for a 9 and a 6-year-old. I don't recall exactly. But I can tell you this: my inner godson laughed his ass off when he heard this back after he got of age. We played it for him when he got older. We said, "Hey, look what we did to you when you were 6." And by we, I mean David. I am completely out of this. Do not blame me. But this bit you're going to hear is, this was directly from the 2009 Christmas invitation, which was just shared with our inner circle, of course, the group of people, the UN of Evil, to get them to come to David's house and have the heather dip and a bunch of other nonsense. So that's this bit here, and then there's another bit after that. I had to build this, folks. Again, please, if it doesn't flow, that's on me.
Ask Santa's Elves interviews. Take 1.
Seamus, why are you so loud?
Loud? Oh, yeah. See, back in 98, a tickle me Elmo exploded right next to my head. Ever since then, I don't hear so good on this side. Kind of like Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life, except he had pneumonia, and I almost had my head blown off by an exploding Muppet.
Louie, why do you smoke?
Oh, stress, I guess. You ever tried to build a Nintendo Wii out of wood?
Kippy, you only have 4 fingers.
I do?
Weird.
You're right, that is weird.
Bogus, are you from Mexico?
No, I'm from Cleveland.
Kippy, are you a boy elf or a girl elf?
What?
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Hell no!
Seamus, do you ever shave?
Oh, of course. I got to look super sexy for the ladies, get everything all trimmed up nice. Wait, do you mean my face?
Louie, how much can you bench?
I'm not sure. We don't actually have a weight room up here at the North Pole, so I kind of got to do my own thing. So one time I was benching Blitzen, and I had him going up a couple of times, like a couple of reps, and then he crapped all over me.
T-Rock, why is your name T-Rock?
Cause my first name is Terrell, and I used to sell crack.
Used to? Good one.
Seamus, why do you have bushy hair?
Back in 73, I got electrocuted putting together an easy bake oven.
Bogus, are you Mexican?
Nope, just handsome.
Bogus, where do you find clothes that fit you?
Dennis Bianucci's closet.
Louie, what size pants do you wear?
Well, I wear a 32 waist and a 18 inseam.
Seamus, do you like candy corn?
Candy corn? You mean the stripper? Oh yeah, she's hot.
Seamus, what is your favorite thing about Christmas Eve?
Let's see. I'd have to say my favorite part is after Santa leaves, me and T-Rock, we smoke a big bowl, and then we go up to administration and try to get all the girl elves to be in our video, Elves Gone Wild, oh yeah.
Bogus, what do you want for Christmas?
Tamales and a bike.
T-Rock, do you know how to break dance?
Hell no, but I can break wind. Dude, no.
Kippy, why do you have a rainbow on your hat?
You should really ask your parents that.
T-Rock, do you live in downtown Naperville?
Hell no, shorty. I live at the North Pole. Ooh, I do got a twin brother that rolls down in Naperville. Yeah, he's in this Village People tribute band called the Little Village People. Yeah, he the traffic cop.
Bogus, why do you wear gun belts?
Well, I like to be strapped, in case somebody tries to start some chick.
Seamus, do you have a wife?
I used to have a wife, but she was the one helping me build the Easy Bake Oven. She died.
Kippy, what is your favorite subject in school?
I'm gonna say Jim.
Jim who?
Bogus, have you ever cut the cheese on Santa?
No, but I once made pee-pee in the sleigh.
Louie, have you ever been sent to prison?
Hey, wise ass. I thought we weren't gonna bring that up.
Kippy, why is your hair blonde and your mustache is brown?
Well, you see, it's 'cause he's had his nose so far up, Santa's
T-Rock, what is your favorite food?
pot.
Louie, why are you an elf and your ears aren't pointy?
Yeah, I lost the tips. In a bar fight back in 86.
T-Bone.
It's T-Rock, player. Damn.
Hey, T-Rock, do you like pop?
What? What, the dude from Speed Racer?
Hey, T-Bone.
It's T-Rock.
I don't care. What's on your Christmas list?
Oh, hell, I don't know. You know, the usual. Like socks. Or maybe a belt. Or maybe a candle, one of them Santa... Oh, you know what I'm gonna get? You know what I finna get? I finna get this 3-foot-high bong in the shape of Shakira's butt.
Bogus, what do you give bad kids for Christmas?
Books.
Hey, Memphis, do you know how to play the blues?
Say, man, it's about time you asked me a question, man. Damn, all right, yeah, I know some. I'll have a blue Christmas without Percocet. That's a joke, man.
Kippy, are you wearing makeup?
What?
You freaking queen.
All right, kids, let's wrap this up. One last question.
Louie, what do you think when you hear this?
Sounds like my bed springs on Saturday night.
Here comes Schmidty Clothes, here comes Schmidty Clothes at the Joe Business page. Bodies of hotties in their underpants, it's fun for every age. Box set, download every episode, hey, let's get in a fight. Eat some yogurt and punch a wall, cause Schmidty Clothes comes the night. Here comes Schmidty Clothes, here comes Schmidty Clothes at the Joe Business page. He sells a shirt with your dirt to help show off your rage. Tweaked audio's got sweet-ass earbuds, what a beautiful sight. Use their watch to decorate your crotch, cause Schmidty Clothes comes the night. Here comes Schmidty Clothes, here comes Schmidty Clothes at the Joe Business page. Here's Schmidty rap on a song that Max wrote, busting out of the cage. Get a print of podcast artwork, color all black and white. Mike Maxinelli will sign that thing, cause Schmidty Clothes comes the night. Here comes Schmidty Clothes, here comes Schmidty Clothes at the Joe Business page. I bet you didn't know that the bees get out when Schmidty takes the stage. Peace on earth will have to wait after Schmidty comes alive. Let's give thanks to the big angry, cause Schmidty Clothes comes tonight. Cause Schmidty Clothes comes tonight.
Listen, anytime I can get David to do Elvis, I'm gonna fucking get him to do it. Because I can half-ass a fake Elvis impression. I could probably do, here comes Schmidty Clothes, here comes Schmidty Clothes, riding down Schmidty Clothes Lane. See, it would be bad. It wouldn't be as good as the one you just heard. I could fake it. Certainly I could get through it. But why would I do that when I've got a resident genius who can bust out a bang, a Bowie, and an Elvis at the drop of a hat? That was more of the snap of a finger. That's how my hat sounds when I drop it. I don't know if you know that. I'm going to do it again. Here goes my fedora. Oh, my Christ. Look out, a trilby. Oh, the trilby makes a different sound. That was a left-hand snap. My left-hand snap was not rocking, but my right-hand snap's on point tonight. Yeah, look at that. That's fucking solid. I am fascinated by finger snaps. Hi, I'm Ricky Ricardo. All right, so, folks, that was our friend David. David does all of these things. Like, I can't even, all the Christmas stuff that I'm playing for you, I'm not on any of it, I don't think. I mean... some of it I wrote, and I'll get to those bits in just a few here. But a lot of the Misfit Toys stuff and everything, we both wrote together. But and we wrote all this. We didn't write all this together. This is either collaborations or all David. Like literally, I'd be in the house and he'd go, "Hey, I just sent you 47 Elves bits," and I'd be like, "Fantastic, that's great, I love it," because I'm going to go and record a show that gets killed and never sees the light of day. I'm going to go talk too fast and wear a bad shirt. Hi, that's still sticking around in my fucking brain. So the Misfit Toys bits, as I've mentioned to you before, they originated in the Christmas Invitation. And I'm getting to that later. I will tell you that one, but what we're going to play now, I will play. Look, and it's not even, why am I even telling you? Here comes more Misfit Toys and more Elves and more fucking 80s stuff, right? Why not?
Children the world over have fallen in love with the island of Misfit Toys. Why, here come some Moppets now.
Sir, do you have the Fisher-Price Laugh and Learn Never Forget 9/11 playset?
Yes.
Chalk?
Okay.
Sir, do you have the Pink Floyd Bubble Ummagumma trading cards?
Maybe.
Rope?
Yeah.
I really want the Walker Texas Ranger Lil Minuteman Border Patrol kit.
Well,
Fangs.
okay.
I want a tampon from Sarah Silverman.
Sure you do.
Cake? The Super Angry Gaijin Happy Good Time Yelling Houropoly?
I'm sure we've got all of those things and more at the Island of Misfit Toys, a subsidiary of MikeSchmidtComedy.com.
She's wearing like next to nothing, and she is all over me from the jump.
Hey, now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so we start fooling around on the couch, right?
Yeah,
And before you know it, Han Solo makes an appearance.
Oh, cool.
You'd think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad to see him and everything, but she wants to let him out.
She let him out.
Oh, yeah. She just pulled him down.
Oh.
He was gone.
He took off.
Yeah, so I'm standing there.
Yeah.
Han Solo is gone,
Right.
but he's replaced by Dwayne.
Big Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne is just huge. Dwayne is heavy.
Dwayne.
He's leaning. That's how heavy he is.
Oh, what's so bad about that?
Well, that part was fine.
Yeah.
Until I pulled a royal family.
You didn't.
Oh, yeah. Metamucil and regret was everywhere.
Oh, how pissed off was she?
Put it this way. She told me to get out, ...
No way.
Yeah. So I figured at that point, I wasn't even gonna get a side saddle lefty. I know. Horrible, right?
This is Santa Claus. If you didn't understand this conversation, you need to buy the 40-Year-Old Boy Year 1 download set. Available at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Ho, ho, ho. Buy one now, and Santa won't have to eat pie out of your skull, you fuck. Ho, 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 ho.
He drives his sleigh like no one else. His name is Santa, and he lives with elves.
Sluggy Records is proud to present a very 80s Christmas. All your holiday favorites performed by Cameo, Poison, and this classic by Soft Cell.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm and all is bright. Round young virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild. Silent night, silent night. Decorate the house, hang lights, plug in the baby Jesus, cool manger. Where is my waving Santa? 365 light bulbs. Decorate the house. Please sleep. We will find you acting on your best behavior for the birthday of our Savior. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
A very 80s Christmas is not available in stores. Call 1-800-867-5309 to order. How else are you going to be able to enjoy this Billy Idol masterpiece?
Give me a Christmas where treetops glisten. I want a Christmas where children listen. I want to hear some sleigh bells in the snow, just like the Christmases I used to know. I want a Christmas so bad, may your days be merry and bright. I'm a dreaming of a white Christmas. May your days be merry and bright. 3 kings, I just received gifts from 3 kings. 3 kings, they brought frankincense, gold, and some myrrh. Not sure what it is, but I don't need it. Those three kings, I think that myrrh's some kind of gum resin. Is there a gift receipt? Man, I'm the son of God.
That's right, A Very 80s Christmas is available only for a limited time. Celebrate the season with all the synthesizer-heavy, pop-laden bubblegum ditties of the MTV generation and all their big-haired glory. Get in the holiday mood with Yuletide Classics by John Cafferty and the Beaver Round Band, Dexy's Midnight Runners, Don Johnson, Ronnie James Dio, and many, many more. A Very 80s Christmas is available on 2 CDs for $19.99 or 33 8-track cassettes for only $63.50. Call 1-800-867-5309. Call today. Jenny is standing by. Order now. Warning, listening to A Very 80s Christmas can make you wear your sunglasses at night.
There's a helicopter that is about to shoot my house down. Can you hear it? It sounds loud to me. I guess I'm in an apartment. I got all the doors and windows closed. But you know this. I do this all the fucking time. Every week, that's all I have to talk about is where I'm at and what I've talked about and what I'm wearing. The 80s, of course, that was a beautiful piece. I loved it. We did that 80s piece. And you know what? Because we did that 80s piece, we decided, hey, you know what? And by the way, when I say we, I mean David. Again, I can't take credit for any of this stuff, really. I do this part. I'm the talking in between bits guy, and then David turns out a lot of the bits. Now, I write some of the Misfit Toys stuff, including, folks, the bit I'm about to play for you now. I don't know if this one actually found its way on the air before. This is directly from a Christmas invitation. And, I mean, I think this is from 2002, maybe? This was the original Misfit Toys bit, and I may have played it in year one, and I don't know if I've played it again. Now, I have to warn you, this was written 15 years ago. Things were different then, so you could say certain things, and there wasn't going to be some sort of weird groundswell or repercussion, or you weren't going to get crucified. Because it was a simpler time back then, folks. You could be as terrible as you wanted to be and not think twice about it. You could just go ahead and go, hey, look, nobody knew what white privilege was. We just knew what white people were and that they ran the fucking world. So it was, hey, they could do whatever they fucking wanted. But this bit contains some language, perhaps. And it's funny now that I think about it. I think one of the other Misfit Toys bits has the word homo in it, which is probably not good. Although maybe that might just be in this one that's coming up. But I know for sure, I guarantee you for sure, there is one toy in this Misfit Toys that wouldn't make the cut now. I mean, I think it's really funny. I thought it was funny when I wrote it. It's just one of those things you can't do anymore. And so there's at least one of those in this. But this is the original Misfit Toys bit. And also, so I will tell you this story. This Misfit Toys bit came about. I was at David's house, and it was a combined thing where I had come to town. I was in town for unfortunate reasons. At the time, I was married, and Karen's brother, my brother-in-law, Mike, had unfortunately passed away, and young. I mean, I'm talking like he was 6 years younger than Karen. So this is a guy, he's like 32 at the time, and it was just kind of out of left field that happened, and he left two gorgeous kids, and I mean, it was just a fucking tragedy. It was just awful. And I've told the story on the show about going there and having to go to that funeral, and that was no good. And David, thankfully, was with me. He fucking was at my side. We wound up at my ex-wife's in-laws' house, and they had cousins up from down south, and it was that thing where everybody comes to town to mourn, and they're eating cake. We all hate wakes. We all hate funerals. We understand that. And it's that weird, you're trying to make sense of it as a kid. I've talked about it before at my own father's wake. My dad's dead in the front of the room. He's lying in a box, open. I can see his fucking made-up face. And in the back of the room, people are talking about going to McDonald's and laughing, and they're having pie. And I could not, just the juxtaposition of death in the front and life in the back, it made me furious, quite frankly, because, again, it was my father, and I didn't understand why I was even there. I didn't understand how I'd lost him. And he wasn't much of a dad. I've talked about that before. But still. And I've talked before about looking to the front of the room and seeing my youngest brother Scott, and when they set you up there at the fucking wake, they got the dude. He's in his coffin, the top's up. He's got the convertible rolling, and you can see his horrible, swollen, lifeless face just bursting out of the collar of whatever fucking shirt they picked out of his closet to put him into the earth with. And this is in 1980. So my youngest brother, Scott, is 7 at the time. And he's kneeling in front of my father's coffin, just looking at him, because I will tell you this, if my dad wasn't a dad to me, he certainly wasn't a dad to Scott. You know, I mean, Scott's born in 73. My mom and dad are divorced by 75. We move away in 76, and then he's a ghost in our life. He shows up, he causes chaos, he shows up, he beats my mom up, he shows up, he pisses in my living room, he shows up, he's all beaten up, my mom fixes him, he's a jerk, he calls my mom a whore. I mean, he's just a bad fucking guy. So as a 7-year-old, all you know is you're like, well, that's my dad, but now he's dead, and you're just sitting there staring, and I remember seething with rage, because I was mad enough that he had left. I was mad that he had died and left me there by myself. And I wasn't by myself. Certainly I had 4 brothers and a mom, but it didn't matter. It felt like I was by myself. And I felt even more alone as I watched my youngest brother kneel there and just look at him. And I don't think he was even sad. I think Scott was still trying to process the fact that, this is my dad, and now he's dead, and we're doing this now. And so when they suggested we go to McDonald's, I was actually very happy just for Scott to get the opportunity to get out of the room that contained his dead father so he could go have a fucking fillet of fish. Because you know what, when you're 7 years old, you understand fillet of fish. You don't understand death. Merry Christmas. Hi, how you doing? I don't know how I go off on that tangent. No, I do know, because I went home for Michael's funeral, unfortunately, and it was a wake funeral, and my wife was caught up in it. My wife had to go ahead and put together the collage of photographs, and she had to be there for her mom and her sisters, and they all had to get I was an outsider at that particular funeral and wake as well. I mean, I feel like a fucking outsider at any funeral or wake. Who the fuck feels like an insider? Who's comfortable? Hey, this is great. Now I'm in my element. There's a dead guy here. I mean, nobody's that person. But if it's a family member of yours, there's a commiseration. You can get together with people and share stories and hugs and holding. And I was there strong for Karen, certainly. It's one of the only good things I did in our marriage is I was there for her through Michael's death. I mean, from the time she got the news on the phone here in this very apartment I'm recording in now, until we flew home, we went to the wake, we went to the funeral, and stood there and watched him be lowered into the ground. She was able to have my hand in my arm, and I was there for her to be strong. And it makes me, it's so funny, it makes me proud that I was able to do that for her, but at the same time, that's what you're supposed to do. You're a husband, you're a significant other, you're supposed to be a partner, you're supposed to be there for that person. And I've talked on here before about the endless guilt I feel for the way I stole her life away from her. But I do take some comfort in knowing that I was a good partner when she needed me to be in that particular time frame. Anyway, I'm there. So in the beginning, though, I had to kind of stay out of the way. If she needed me, I was there for her. If she reached for me, I was there. But, she would come home from dealing with her parents and sorting through Michael's things, and she'd be exhausted. We were staying at David's house. So David was writing the Christmas invitation at the time, and this is the first time I had ever been invited to be a part of that, because David always created the invitation by himself. And it always was painted or drawn or artwork. I mean, and you have no idea how amazing the invitations were over the years. This was something he created as an art project for 15 to 20 people a year. Those are the only people who saw it. I have refrigerator magnets still of all of us in character. He made a comic book. He drew a Christmas story. It's ridiculous. I can't, part of me, I just found, he did a comic book called Pummel. He actually created a hero named Pummel. I'm in it. I'm in the comic book. I'm going to post it. I have to. I'll get his permission or whatever. But it's astonishing, the artwork that David has created and forgotten about. And that's how I feel when I tell you I've done 500 shows. And occasionally I'll dive back and I'll go listen to something. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that was fucking beautiful. Because it's very easy for me to look at this show as a chore. It's very easy for me to look at this show as something I have to do and not revel in the fact that it's something I get to do. And I wonder if David's like that sometimes. We're different. He creates And he creates all the time. I mean, he is a non-stop tsunami of fucking, hey, I got bits, hey, I got songs, I'm doing artwork, I'm oil painting, I'm watercoloring. He's just unbelievable, and I'm lucky to be involved with him. But for him to invite me to do the Christmas invitation, I was honored. I was really excited. I had never been involved in the creation of it, and it made me happy because I would get to be funny for my friends. So we were creating bits for this invitation. This is in 2002, I believe it was. And so we're sitting down and we wrote this bit, which was the first Misfit Toys bit. And holy Jesus Christ, it was this bit and Books by the Pound. These are the two bits that we wrote for the 2002 invitation. I'm going to put Books by the Pound in here too, even though it's not really. I mean, it's fuck that. I guess it's kind of a Christmas bit, but we wrote these bits. Misfit Toys contains questionable language, as I mentioned, and I just want to go ahead and say that. I think it's really fucking funny, so I'm including it, but don't yell at me, because, I mean, it's just, again, remember, it's from a while ago, and I say a bunch of dumb shit anyway, but Books by the Pound, fuck it, I'm going to play them back to back, because I'm going to. So Books by the Pound has truly what the probably the funniest thing that I felt in my head I'd ever written at the time. I don't even know why. It struck me as so... fuck that. I do know exactly why. But David and I we were writing in the room, and we'd written the Misfit Toys, and then we were writing Books by the Pound. And I wrote, because the way it works is he'll write a list, and I'll write a list, and we try to make each other laugh. So when we wrote Books by the Pound, I wrote... I was writing stuff down, and I wrote this thing, and I couldn't even read it. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. I think I've talked about this on the show before, but I'm not even going to tell you which one it is. And look, it's not going to hit you the same way. I guarantee you, it's not going to make you laugh the same way. You're not going to think it's nearly as funny. When I tell you which one it is afterwards, you're going to go, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why? But I will just tell you this: when you think in real terms, if this was something that was real, it'll destroy you in comedy every single time. So I remember sitting at David's dining room table. We're in the dining room, and Karen is asleep on the couch in the living room, and we're trying to be quiet, but we want to be funny and we want to laugh, and Dave's a really good laugher, as am I. But we're trying not to be. It's like two little kids trying not to get caught by their parents. But we're writing bits, and I have this joke, and I try to read it to him, and I collapse. I cannot read him the joke. And I keep starting it, and I get like the first two words out, and then I just start laughing, and he's just going, what could it possibly be? And he's like, are you all right? And I'm crying, I'm shaking and crying. I'm laughing so hard at how stupid this fucking joke is, because it is stupid. I mean, I will tell you right now, it is absolutely, it's just dumb. It makes no sense. After this, I'll explain to you more about why it was so funny to me. Well, there's no explanation. It's just one of those fucking things that defies explanation. Once I did it, I couldn't stop fucking laughing at it. It made me laugh so hard. So all right, I'm going to play the original Misfit Toys, which has language that you may find questionable, but look, if you're honest with yourself, it's still funny. And then Books by the Pound, which I believe contains the joke that floored me to the point where I could barely move. Like I was just lying there in the fetal position crying. I mean, there was actually tears puddling up on the fucking table. Like I'm wiping them off my face. And he's just trying to wait for me to let it pass so I could pitch him the joke. And then I pitched it. And thankfully he liked it, but he certainly didn't fucking die like I did. I mean, I wanted to run outside. It was one of those things where I wanted to tell everybody in the world that I had written this joke. I just wanted to share it, and for no reason, because again, nobody else will find it as funny as I will. But holy shit, did it lay me out!
Hey, Billy, guess what I got for Christmas?
What?
Chocolate Legos.
I got a pointy bicycle seat.
I got Ascum.
I got Bastard Land.
Ooh, Islamic Play-Doh.
Ho, 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 that's right, kids. The island of Misfit Toys is spreading Christmas cheer around the world with its new line of products. This year featuring Voodoo Chicken Foot, Hermaphrodite Robot, a Box of Teeth, Hungry Hungry Faggot, Corn Phone, Tumor Skis, a Grave Full of Snickers, Guacamole Pops, a Teddy Bear Carcass, Horn of Nothing, Dead Leaf Bingo, a Pork Chop Maze, Ants in the Scrotum, Scurvy Winks, Felt Logs, My Lisping Pony, Cactus Toss, Maggot Farm, Sew Me a Lunch, X's, O's, and more X's, Cool Whip the Hat, Let's Eat a Dime, Kevin Spacey made out of earwax, Ben Franklin's hand, and Gay Battleship.
Oh boy, a Tickle Me Dahmer.
I got a fingerprint Cindy.
I got a lesbian tea set.
Look at this. Vitamins shaped like Asia.
Shh, it's a snoring Nixon.
New products from the Island of Misfit Toys, available at charlieinthebox.com.
Hi, I'm Bill Law, owner of Books by the Pound. Books cost too much. This holiday season, we're offering a great deal for the reader on your shopping list. 5 pounds of literature for just $5. Come in today for these fabulous titles.
The Complete Guide to Jive-Ass Bullfighters. 10 cents and some topless cats. When Irony Stole My Big Wheel. A History of Soup. Does this smell Amish? One Nut Celebrities. It's never too soon to groom your bag. When Love Clogs a Bowl.
We also have a huge selection of children's favorites.
Harold and the Broken Purple Crayon. The Cat in the Colostomy Bag. Where the Wild Things Are and What to Shoot Them With. Horton Here's a Homo.
And you're sure to enjoy these Yuletide offerings.
The Night the Yeti Came to Christmastown. The Hernia That Saved Christmas. Fruitcake, the Gay Baker. It's a Blizzard. We'll have to eat Robert Urich. Hustler Magazine's Goldie the Snowman. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, lost it, and had to replace it with Flag Day. Who Bit Jesus?
Oh, these books are missing page 84.
Yogurt Recipes You'll Hate. How to Heimlich a Cripple. The Cincinnati Fart. Shakespeare, the Abridged Make Way for Old Fisheye. The Adventures of White Chin. Remember the Nazis?
Many of our titles carry a local flavor.
At Least My Mommy's Smart by Ava Hernandez. Smells Like 10 Dudes in Here by Dave Mills. Ich, Mex by Madeline Mills. Clean Up Your Squeak by Dennis Bianucci. Beer, A Love Story by The Big Guy. My Mom, My Aunts, A Study in Dorks by Reiko Akiyoshi. Grown-Ups I Can Take by Cal O'Donnell. Have I Ever Not Worn My Batman Jammies by Zach Bianucci. 101 Places to Hide a Raisin by Johnny Bianucci. Yeah, I'll Tell Him You Called by Sherry Racine.
So come on down to Books by the Pound, where reading is fun for everyone. With no Midas touch, books cost too much. I'm Bill Lawn. I own this place. Word.
That's $10,000, Connor. Ha ha! Yeah, 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 yeah. You're a mean one, Mr. Schmidt. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Schmidt. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Schmidt. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You got garlic in your soul, Mr. Schmidt. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a vile one, Mr. Schmidt. You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Schmidt. Given the choice between the two of you, I'll take the seasick crocodile. You're a foul one, Mr. Schmidt. You're a nasty, nasty squirt. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of dirt, Mr. Schmidt. The 3 words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, yurt, dirt, dirt. You're the rotter, Mr. Schmidt. You're the king of sin. soul is an appalling dump heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable. Mangled up and tangled up knots. Nauseate Mr. Schmidt with the noxious super nos. You're a crooked jerky jockey and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Schmidt. You're a three-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
Oh, that's $10,000, Connor. That of course is the well, I mean it's the Grinch song, but you know it's the You're a Mean One, Mr. Schmidt, which fucking David did, and it's fucking incredible. And that was originally an opening song. I'm playing it now just because I'm playing it because it's fucking great. And I think I used it last week as the closing song because we generally don't have those quotes in the closing song. Those are always what open the show, but I don't fucking care. I just want to play the goddamn song. I wasn't going to open with it this time because the Linus and Lily thing is too good. I think I played Linus and Lucy because the other, I did because that's the 2017 version of Linus and Lucy with the new bass. But I got several different versions of that too, where David is because there was originally Linus and Lily as well. Here he comes now, da 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 da, with Lily von Stupp, da 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 da. And I wanted to throw that in too, but I'm like, no, that's just overkill. Like I wanted to play all the Bowie and Bings. I'm like, hey, they got a bunch of Elves, a bunch of Bowies, you got a bunch of fucking Linus and Lucys. Let's do this. But that You're a Mean One song is fucking fantastic. And yeah, it's got the $10,000, Connor. And you remember what that's from? That's from Wheel of Fortune. Did you guys know that I was on Wheel of Fortune? Isn't that fucking weird to think about sometimes? That'll pop into my head occasionally because I still have it on my DVR. Like if I scroll down deep enough, I see it still sitting there. And you get this. All right, I'm going to share this with you guys now if you've even listened this far. And I know you're all sitting there going, what was the fucking joke? What was the joke? I'll get to it in a second. But I'm going to tell you this. Game Show Network shows reruns of Wheel of Fortune. And I only found this out because Game Show Network is like right by Food Network on my dial. And I saw Wheel of Fortune and I went to it and it's an old show and they're into the year that I was on. So my DVR only goes 2 weeks ahead, but in December they're going to get to December of 2013. So sometime late this month or sometime early next month, Game Show Network will show my Wheel of Fortune episode. Why do I tell you this? Because I know some of you didn't get to see it because it was on Christmas night and there was an NBA doubleheader that postponed it in different fucking cities all over the country. So people have been looking for it. People always, it's one of those things that I don't want to say always, but people will write me and go, hey man, where can I find that Wheel of Fortune? Because that's not something you can find online. They don't stream those. You can't YouTube those. There's always a copyright infringement. And the fucking thing is on all the goddamn time. They're like, why would we save a database of it? There's 8 billion fucking shows. So, you can come to my house and watch it. If you're ever in the neighborhood, you want to stop by, we'll go ahead and watch that and have a couple of sodas. Or you can watch your local listings. I've been, the past, because I found this out 10 days ago or 2 weeks ago. And so I keep checking to see and find out when it's going to be. And it looks like it's probably going to be early January when they'll show it. And I know you don't care, but I figured I'd tell you anyway, because I know there are people, well, fuck that, I don't know that you don't care, because like I said, occasionally there are people who are like, hey, did that ever rerun, or is that ever, because they don't run it on fucking ABC or whatever the fuck, whenever your syndication stuff, it doesn't rerun in syndication, but the fact that Game Show Network owns it. Now, my great fear is going to be like, at the end of the year, Game Show Network will drop Wheel of Fortune, and they won't show it anymore, so who the fuck knows? Now, you're all thinking to yourself, well, what was the joke? Which is the fucking joke? What could it possibly be? Yogurt recipes you'll hate? Could it be that one? No. It is, and you'll probably know, because I think I've talked about it before, but it is the Grinch who stole Christmas, lost it, and replaced it with Flag Day. I know. I still think. I mean, it still makes me laugh, just because again the stupidity of it. It's because it sounds like they did like a Rudolph Shiny New Year, and they did like a Frosty the Snowman 2, like always a sequel to those fucking shows. Like Santa Claus is still coming to town, another year without a Santa Claus, and it just sounds like one of those bad straight to video fucking sequels that they would make. But also just the process of thinking of the Grinch stealing Christmas and then absolutely losing it. Like, what would he lose? Does he lose the Who hash? Does he lose the whole sled? And then somehow he steals Flag Day and he tries to convince the Who's that that's the new Christmas. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Because again, if you think about it in real terms, the Grinch steals Christmas and then he fucking loses it. And then he panics. He just totally panics. He's like, all right, fuck, I've lost Christmas. I can't find it anywhere. He looks. He's searching constantly. Him and the dog are looking for Christmas everywhere. The only thing he can do now is steal Flag Day and hopefully convince the Who's that is Christmas. It's the stupidest thing in the world. I'm even making myself laugh now. Just thinking of the stupid Grinch with the storyline that somebody would have to write where he loses Christmas, and then how do you steal Flag Day? It's a bunch of literally what, flags and hot dogs? I have no idea. I don't know, but just the verbiage behind it. Because again, it's not. Look, if you say Thanksgiving, not nearly as funny. Absolutely not. If you say 4th of July, not nearly as funny. Flag Day, because it's such a stupid mattress selling holiday that nobody fucking cares about. That would be the only thing that the Grinch. Because I'll tell you what, if the Grinch steals Flag Day, nobody fucking cares. Nobody knows that it's missing. And the Grinch is just upstairs in his fucking cave going, God damn it, why aren't they celebrating Flag Day? Well, because you stole it, motherfucker, and nobody cared. But the very fact that even better, he steals Flag Day, nobody cares. He steals Christmas, loses it. He's still got Flag Day laying around in the cave, and he goes down to try to convince the Who's that fucking Flag Day is Christmas. God damn. It's so stupid. I know, it is so stupid. But picture me at a dining room table trying to read it to David and being unable to because literally tears are pooling on the kitchen table as they fall off of my face. And I'm wiping my eyes and I'm trying to talk and it's like, the Grinch! The Grinch! And I'm trying to read it to him. And I know he thought it was as stupid as you guys probably think it is. But holy God, did it catch me right. It just caught me fucking right. I loved it. All right, so we've got more elves in our future. You want to hear more elves? Of course you do. And I've got a tiny elf one here, but I'll tell you what, we've got a song coming up. Now this is a song. This also has never been on the show. This is from the same Christmas Invitation in 2009 when he was doing the we did the Ask the Elves outtakes that you heard earlier. This is there was initially a song that opened up that Christmas Invitation. All right, and you'll hear it in the style of this, and then all of a sudden it stops abruptly. And then some verbiage starts, but it might have been a little too inside and stuff like that. So, and also it has names of people, and because even when David and I were discussing this, he's like, well, people know who Dennis Bianucci is, and people know who these guys are from the UN of Evil, and I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean the wives want their names in something, you know what I mean? Or I don't know if those people want to be exposed. Because I have a bit called What's a Davis, and I shined that because it's got a bunch of names of people that went from high school. But the song you're going to hear coming up after this little Elves bumper is right from the Christmas Invitation in 2009, and you'll get the bit. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just fucking, again, it's more amazing vocal work from David, and then it just gets stupid. And God knows, I love stupid.
Hey, I'm Seamus, and I'm Louie, and we're the Christmas Elves. Hey, Schmidty. Any way you can put us in touch with the guys that run the Island of Misfit Toys?
Yeah, we got the shitload of these stupid skull pie t-shirts.
And the old man wants them gone, like immediately.
Come on, what do you say, man?
Christmas, 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 Christmas. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. What is this, you ask? I think I already told you. It's right in the title. Maybe you should pay attention. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. I just said it again. Why are you still guessing? Maybe you fell asleep at the beginning of the song. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. Don't even act surprised. It comes this time each year. Let's all take a falsetto break. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. Saturday, December 19th, and it's at 7 o'clock, and it's at our house, 'cause that's where we keep all our stuff. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. It's the Christmas invitation. It's your Christmas invitation. Christmas, 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 Christmas.
God damn. I could listen to Dave do fucking doo-wop forever. And I'm not even a doo-wop guy. I don't like the ink spots or any of those jag-offs, but fucking David, I'm in. Forget it. Do it. And he's, we actually wrote a bit once just because he could do doo-wop stuff. We invented a bit where I was on the road. It was a Tales from the Road. That's another bit that never airs. And I opened for a satanic doo-wop band on the road was the bit, just because I wanted him to do the doo-wop. I didn't give a fuck about, about my bit or any part of it, because that's usually the case. If I could just put up, and that's why I'm happiest this week, although I'm doing a lot more talking than I thought I would be. I'm excited mostly to have David sing. Like if I just wanted to put out a podcast where he actually sang songs, and I would be like, yeah, that's cool. If I could just do bumpers and wraparounds for David singing all the fucking time, we got a hit on our hands, kids. Although you're all very nice to tolerate me while we're all waiting to get to David's opening and closing theme songs. I do appreciate that. Elves. Who loves them, right? You. And you've probably thinking to yourself, oh, Mike, I've heard a lot of Elves today, but I hope there's more. Oh my Christ, are there more? There's so much more. There's not a lot more. There's a couple more, but this bit comes right from that Christmas invitation in 2009 that went to our friends. Again, like the little outtake one and the one that you just heard the song from with the love theme from the Christmas invitation. This is a bit that it's more Elves. And this time it's more singing and more Elves and more fun. And this is when I think you really hear T-Rock and Kirby and look, and again, there's language, because again, this was 8 years ago. So again, things were really different at those times. And like I said, there wasn't even white privilege. There was just white guys. Well, and David's not even white. David's like a Mexican dude. So, I mean, there wasn't even Mexican privilege. There was just Mexican dudes writing bits about gay elves. And this is what they came up with, was this kind of thing. And then after the bit you're going to hear with the Elves, you're going to hear, we did the 80s thing. The 80s thing was a great fucking, because I did have a hand in creating it in that I wrote some lyrics. Very few. I mean, but I did contribute as many as I could. And then David did whatever he fucking could with them. But I was proud of it. I will tell you that, because I do still have them. Like the actual, where I remember typing stuff out and coming up with lyrics. In the 80s when I wrote the thing I remember the thing for Blue Jean, the David Bowie, and coming up with those lyrics. And then David, they're all suggestions, and then David makes them work in the context of the bit and in the song, because I don't know anything about phrasing and singing and all that stuff. So, with the 80s bit, which wound up being two pieces, which you've heard earlier, then he was like, well, fuck, I can do another one for the 70s, because, I mean, those are wheelhouse for him, 70s and 80s. So you're going to hear, the first bit you're going to hear is Elves, And that's something you have not heard yet. That's a new bit to the show. And then after that is the one that everybody loves, which is, and I know for sure I've played this outside of Christmas, because it's the 70s bit. It's like there's some bits that he does for interludes or for Christmas that I want to hear over and over. And the 80s stuff is one. The 70s bit is another. The Bedbug song from fucking year 4 or whatever it was. Holy fuck, is that thing genius. But that will not make it in here because nobody wants to think about bedbugs for Christmas. But we do want to think about our elves in the 70s. So guess what? Start thinking about them right now.
Mr. T-Rock in his house. Okay, I know you guys totally hate me, but can we just please get through practicing this song just once? Finna holla.
Sure, Kippy. Whatever you say.
Problemo, Kippy. Sure, Kippy, we're ready. Let's do this thing, you guys. What? Seriously? You mean you guys want to sing the song? Want to practice the song? Oh yeah, we've been practicing real hard. And I think we got something here. True that.
Yeah, I say we got something for you.
Oh, all right. Okay, Memphis, start us out, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ready, guys? Do they know it's Christmas? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, mama. It's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid. At Christmas time, we're letting light and we're banish shade. Take it, Kippy. And in our world of plenty, we can spread a smile of joy. Throw your arms around the world at Christmas time.
But say a prayer, you guys, to pray for the guys in need.
It's hard to help them folks when you is high on weed. Yeah.
There's a bar fight out our window, and it's about time we jumped in, yow, and punch out drunken strangers and kick them in the chin, yow. And the Christmas shoppers and carolers, well, we'll kick their asses too.
Well, tonight, thank God that I was born a Jew.
Oh, that's great.
Whoa, you guys.
That was great.
You guys, stop.
Freaking hysterical. Oh.
You guys, we can't change the words of the song.
Yeah, we can.
Why not?
I don't want to do that song anyway. It always makes me hungry. Let's do something else, you guys.
There's no time to change the song. Besides, Santa said that we're supposed to...
Bah, to Santa. Hey, Kippy, I learned a special Christmas song just for you.
Really? Just for me?
Yes. Mr. Memphis, hit it.
You got it, man.
You! I want to take you to a gay bar. I want to take you to a gay bar. I want to take you to a gay bar. Gay bar. Gay bar. Gay bar. Dude, that's not even a Christmas song. It is at my house.
Ha ha, real hysterical.
Oh, Christ, enough. That ain't a Christmas song. This is a Christmas song. T-Rock, let's show him.
Yo, check this out. Me and my man Seamus finna bust this out at the recital, yo. I'm finna drop this stupid fat beatbox, boy. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking chicken and collard greens, rice and stuffing, macaroni and cheese, and Santa put gifts under Christmas trees. Decorate you guys, Santa's coming! Pull your pants up! Wait till Santa hears what you guys did. I'm gonna tell him everything.
You're not gonna say a word, Mr. Fancy Britches. Or we're gonna tell the old man who we caught in the reindeer stables, Burgermeister and the Meisterburger.
Busted! You wouldn't.
I would.
True that.
Friggin' shut up! Here comes Santa Claus! Knock it off! Hey, psst, Kippy. What? I'm gonna take you to a gay bar. Shh.
Oh, hey, is that a 70s Christmas, man?
Yeah, man.
Well, turn it up, man. Due to the overwhelming success of a very 80s Christmas, Sluggy Records is proud to present Have a Nice Christmas, a 70s Yuletide spectacular featuring this classic hit from KC and the Sunshine Band.
Oh, shake, shake, shake. Don't shake, shake, shake. Don't shake your presents. Don't shake your presents. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Don't shake, shake, shake. Don't shake your presents. Don't shake your presents. Oh.
Rudolph says, Herbie, you're a fine elf. What a dentist you could be. But you're stuck here making the toys for another tree. Dance with the reindeer, get down. 'Cause Santa has the funkiest ears around. Comet, Cupid, Prancer, Vixen, Dancer, Blitzen, Dasher, Dancer, Donner, Prancer.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Dude, Santa sure loves to disco down.
Oh, who doesn't, dude?
But can he rock?
Oh, Ram Jam thinks this Santa can, bro.
I heard that, dude.
Black Santa, ram-a-lam, whoa, Black Santa, ram-a-lam, Black Santa's on the job, ram-a-lam, because he's no slob, ram-a-lam, all the inner city kids, ram-a-lam, are gonna flip their lids, ram-a-lam, whoa, Black Santa, ram-a-lam, whoa, Black Santa, ram-a-lam.
That's just a drunk old fat guy in a red suit, and I don't wanna sit on his lap. Telling me the pictures will be so cute. That ain't Santa, and I think you're full of crap. Somebody shout, and they said, spin that funky dreidel, Herschel. Spin that funky dreidel now. Spin that funky dreidel, Herschel. Play with that dreidel and have a happy Hanukkah this year.
Man, I can't sleep on Christmas Eve, dude.
Neither can the Bee Gees, bro.
Waking up my brother, getting scolded by my mother, but I'm staying awake, staying awake. Wanna try to see what Santa brought for me. I'm staying awake, staying awake. Ha, 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 I'm staying awake, staying awake. Ha, 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 I'm staying awake. Till Santa comes.
Who's a cat with a sack filled with toys upon his back? Right on. They say this cat Santa's a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
I'm talking about Santa.
Merry Christmas.
He's a complicated man, but no one understands him but his woman.
Mrs. Claus.
Dude,
What, bro?
can I borrow 70s Christmas for my holiday party?
No, my brother. You'll have to get it your own self. Here's how.
To get Sluggy Records Have a Nice Christmas, call toll-free at 1-800-PET-ROCK. $9.99 for 2 CDs or $300 for 21 reel-to-reel tapes. That's 1-800-PET-ROCK. Order now.
Hey, I'm Seamus.
And I'm Louie, and we're the Christmas Elves. Hey, Seamus, what's your favorite holiday song?
Well, my favorite song is actually a Hanukkah song.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Spin That Funky Dreidel, Herschel. You know, spin that funky dreidel, Herschel.
I never heard that one. Where can I find it?
Oh, just buy the 40-Year-Old Boy Year 1 download set. Available at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. It's got all 52 episodes, liner notes, artwork, music.
Jesus Christ, man. Seems like a lot of fucking work just for a goddamn parody song.
I guess you're right.
Spin that funky dreidel, Herschel. You know, if I can leave you with anything, folks, I'm going to leave you with that phrase, spin that funky dreidel, Herschel. No, I didn't come up with that. That's not my phrase. That's David's. Or it's actually those Elves. They came up with it. But you see what I did there, by the way? I played the 70s man and then the Elves bumper with the spin that funky dreidel right after it. So you've heard spin that funky dreidel in the 70s and then you get it on the bumper with the Elves. I'm pretty good at this. I'm not bad at this building a show business. No, I'm bad at show business. Certainly we can't argue about that as I yell at you in my apartment. But I'm not bad at this building a show business. I can certainly build a bear and I can build a show like nobody's business. But I'm not good at show business. I'm going to stop doing that now. Man, this is a Christmas show that I wish I honestly, and you know me, I'm furious because I wanted to be, like I said, I wanted to record this around Maki and it would have been done next week. It would have been fucking amazing. But it's still amazing this week. I don't want to sit here and backpedal at the end of the show and talk like it wasn't great because it was fucking great. Look at all the fucking brilliant bits we've done. Look at all the shit that we've done over the years that I forgot all about. And then there's new things for you and there's older things. And there's things we all celebrate because we're all in this together, folks. For 10 years, we've been spending Christmas together via the internet. I'm your Christmas internet chum. Or your internet Christmas chum, or your internet chum Christmas. Let's have an internet chum Christmas. Let's do that together. But I can't thank you enough for listening. I'm going to squeeze in some plugs here. It seems antithetical on Jesus' birthday, although that's next week. So, but the Christ child would like nothing more than for me to do some marketing, I would imagine. First, we have sponsors for the show, as you know. I'll blaze through these as quickly as I possibly can this particular week. GetTheButters.com is out there to order Christmas gifts from. Our friend Jerome does GetTheButters.com. He's our guy. Go ahead and find him. And order butters and balms and bombs and lubes and bath products and beard oil and all sorts of cool-ass stuff. Go to getthebutters.com. Use the code 40YOB. That's 40YOB. And save on whatever the fuck you're bringing to your house. We also have a sponsor. Our good friend Fearful Jesuit has put out a new episode of Paranoid Strain. And this week, oh, dude, fantastic stuff as they talk about sovereign citizens. And it starts out with racist white sovereign citizens, and then we work our way into a black Wesley Snipes sort of sovereign citizen. It's just, it runs the gamut, folks. It's almost like it's Christmas, it's the holidays, it's a Jewish time, it's Hanukkah as well. It's almost like a black and white cookie of sovereign citizens right there inside the new Paranoid Strain, hosted by Fearful Jesuit. And here's something I'll tell you, too. If you listen to the show, that's fantastic. We want you to listen to Paranoid Strain. We want you to tell Fearful Jesuit we sent you. Please leave a review in the iTunes store saying what you thought, how you thought it was great, because it is really great. It's put together in such an unbelievable way, something that I don't do, so I'm fascinated by it. As you know, I come in here and I just fire away, although I built this show, and like we said, I'm good at this building a show business. I'm just not good at show business. But our good friend Fearful Jesuit is amazing at all of it. He builds a show. He does the show business nonsense. He gets in touch with you guys, and he's got real life letters from real life listeners now, which is great. And people are leaving reviews in the iTunes store, and they're mentioning us, which is cool. So please do that. Leave a review in the iTunes store mentioning us, saying you like the show. Contact Fearful Jesuit. Write him, if you want to be involved in the show, because he takes letters and he reads them on the air, of course. And this particular month, guess what? On episode, I think it's 5, he has a letter that's not generated by himself. People are actually starting to write in. It's catching on like wildfire, folks. So do that. Go ahead and give our friend Fearful Jesuit a day in court with his podcast Paranoid Strain. And I'll tell you this too, if you go to the iTunes store to leave a review, click on it and read all of the information regarding this particular episode, because it lists a bibliography of all of the texts and the materials that they've used and the people that they've talked to. It's kind of fascinating. It's almost like each show has its own Wikipedia page. It's fucking great. So it's a nice companion piece if you're listening to the show to go ahead and read along. And because Fearful Jesuit is also a terrific writer, so he, as you tell by he's putting together the show, but then he constructs it in such a way in the iTunes store where you want to read it and follow along with it as you're listening to the actual show. So that's the coolest. Our friend Fearful Jesuit over there at Paranoid Strain. Give it a listen to the podcast. Download it on iTunes. Write a review. Tell him we sent you. Tell him that, and write him a letter. Tell him we sent you, and spin that funky dreidel, Herschel, and tell Herschel we sent you. Do all that stuff, and go listen to our. Because Wesley Snipes is the man. Let's talk about that. I mean, he's certainly batshit crazy, as you hear from this show, but he was also Nino Brown. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. They have a butterfly knife. They cut off a ponytail. These Skingili eating motherfuckers, get him out of my sight. That's Nino goddamn Brown, New Jack City. He can do whatever the fuck. He's Sidney Dean. Wesley Snipes is Sidney Dean. He is a sovereign Sidney Dean as far as I'm concerned. It's got one of my favorite lines in a movie ever when Woody Harrelson says, oh, I know all about you, Sidney. How many dinners that chain set your family back? What a well-written line from our friend Ron Shelton. It's really good. And it's Wesley Snipes, who's just fucking charisma. He's fantastic. But oh, crazy. Sovereign crazy. But go listen to Paranoid Strain, and that'll tell you all about it. Hey, by the way, we're talking about lines here. I'm going to bring this up just because. I was watching an old Saturday Night Live. It just happened to be on, and it was the Halloween show where they did these Halloween things. And Bill Hader would do Vincent Price. And he would do this it was basically like Nickelodeon presents the old Vincent Price Halloween specials. They're brilliant because Bill Hader can do nothing wrong. I mean, he's just a fucking genius. He's so funny. His impressions are so spot on. So Fred Armisen is Liberace, and of course he's gay, but he's hiding that he's gay because this is set in the 60s. And fucking Bill Hader is in character as Vincent Price, and he says something, and Fred Armisen smartasses him, says something mean to him, and Bill Hader goes, "Save your sassy asides for your windowless bars." Which, dude, the phrasing on that line, there's some writer who pumped his fist like Judd Nelson at the end of Breakfast Club just because it got on the air. And I'll tell you what, it gets no laugh. It gets nothing at all in the context of the sketch. It gets zero from the audience. But for Hader in his Vincent Price voice with his like sibilant S, and he goes, "Save your sassy asides for your windowless bars," which is, you're gay, you go to windowless. I mean, it works on like 8 levels, that fucking joke. I loved that line so much. And again, like I said, it gets nothing from the audience. But if you wrote it and you're listening, or the guy who wrote that fucking line, tell him, just carry him out on your shoulders, because that is a goddamn brilliant comedy line. All right, so Fearful Jesuit does Paranoid Strain. Go listen to this month's episode, please. And, of course, as I've mentioned, Jerome does all of his cool stuff. Go to the Joe Business page at MikeSchmidtComedy.com and check out all the cool stuff there. We've got, we've got shirts for sale. We've got CDs. We've got downloads and download sets. But most importantly, we've got our Amazon link. Amazon is there. Please use that because, again, it is the holiday season. You're going to be doing some shopping anyway. So why not give us a taste of that? Why not? We get money, they get money, you get stuff. It doesn't cost you any extra to use our Amazon link. In fact, it helps us in such a way. Like our friend Chuck, who bought me this Christmas gift, he also bought himself, I don't want to say online, he might not have bought it for himself. It could have been a gift for a friend or a family member. But he told me he bought something using the link, and I was excited for it. So you can do that too. If you get stuff, tell me about it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I can double check or whatever you want to do. But most importantly, go to the Joe Business page and use the Amazon link, Colonel Clink Through. You should go ahead and do that. And if they ask you who sent you, go, "I know nothing." I know that wasn't Clink. All right, so that's Schultz. But please use the Amazon link for all your holiday shopping. It really helps us out tremendously. We get money, they get money, you get stuff. And it really, really helps the show, so thank you. Hey, you want to be a Patreon subscriber? Why wouldn't you want to be? We've got some new people on board. Hey, why don't I pull that up and read those people's names? I could do that because I always talk about that whenever new people jump on board the Patreon. Hold on, we've got to pull. I should have been more prepared to do this, but let's go here to the Gmail. We have some new Patreon people who have signed up to become members, and I think you're going to want to become a member soon, right? Get this, our friend Scotty Metzinger. I call him Scotty because I'm a jerk. His name is Scott, but I throw in the Y there. I give him a Scotty. I give him a familiarity that I have not earned or deserve. But I will tell you that our friend Scott Metzinger has signed up. Thank you, Scott. You're super cool. Our great friend Melinda Lovett. I'm going to say Lovett. It's because it's Loveitt. And I'm going to say Melinda, but Melinda's on board, and I can't thank her enough. Well, first of all, I think I mentioned Ruben before. Our friend Melinda Lovett has signed up. She signed up for $10 a month. Thank you so much, Melinda. You're the coolest. That's the best. My good friend from Kuwait, Ahmad Alawadi, has increased his donation from $5 to $15. Thank you, Ahmad. You're the fucking coolest. Hey, I got some news to tell you about Ahmad. Maybe I'll get into that next week. I don't want to talk about it now because this is the Christmas show. But next week, maybe that'll be the show where I talk about our friend Ahmad from Kuwait. Our friend Stephen Mudd, who has been contacting me via Snapchat. He's the coolest, and he's out there now. You can, well, I don't know if you want to find him on Snapchat, of course, but, hey, I should have plugged all that stuff too. Christ, I got a lot of talking I got left to do here. Stephen Mudd pledged $15 a month. Thank you, Stephen. And our friend, Trygive, or Tregeeve. I don't fucking know. I think he's Swedish. But TJ was, I told him I was going to call him TJ because he talked to me on the live Facebook thing. So our buddy TJ kicked in some money. So TJ, Steven, Ahmad, Melinda, thank you so much for stepping up and becoming Patreon either subscribers or boosting your Patreon that you'd been giving in the past. You are so cool. And if you want to do it, go to Patreon right now and sign up to become a monthly donor. We take it, there's a $1 level. There's a $3 level, I think, $5, and then 10, 15, 25, and on up. But if you want to support the show, that'd be fantastic. I'd appreciate it. I will be getting the show out on Thursday now. I know you're thinking to yourself, why would I donate to a guy who gets the show out on Fridays? Well, sometimes things happen, and Audacity gets hungry and it eats your old goddamn show. But then you wind up celebrating Christmas a week earlier. Look how happy you are, right? So become a Patreon subscriber, please. A patron. Patreon. Oh, shut up. Become a patron at Patreon, please. It would be fantastic. And then I'll say your name on the show like I just said those names, like our friend Stephanie and TJ and Ahmad and Scott, our buddy Scott who signed up. So thank you all for being patrons, and I hope you will continue to be patrons and we can get more people on board to be patrons. Remember, you guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. You can find me at Snapchat and Instagram, like our friend Stephen Mudd does. He sends me little cartoons of himself all the time. Stephen Mudd is on there. Snapchat, you can find me at Mike40YOB. Instagram, also Mike40YOB. I'm out there. Instagram, Snapchat, Mike40YOB. Did you want to be a Lyft driver? Of course you do. Use the code Mike720057. I'm doing these, by the way, off the top of my head. I don't even have that fucking listed in front of me right now. Mike720057 to be a Lyft driver. If you want to be an Uber driver, go ahead and use DJZW1YTTUE. Oh my God, that's emblazoned in my brain. DJZW1YTTUE. Why wouldn't you start shuttling people around for the holidays? By all means, get some strangers in your car with some mulled wine and some nutmeg perfume. Be an Uber driver, be a Lyft driver, use that code, and then I'll be your Uber pimp and I'll make some money. It'll be fantastic. And please remember to contact our buddy. Half this show, not even half the show, fucking 3/4 of the show is brought to you by our great friend, David Hernandez. He's the coolest. He's the man. And you can get him at artbydmh.com. If you want to contact him, first of all, at Facebook, be his friend at facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. But as I've mentioned before, you can find him at artbydmh.com because he does all this artwork. You heard all the brilliance that he's doing here. He can do that kind of stuff for you. Probably not a song, but he'll definitely paint something for you. He works in watercolors. He works in oils. He works in human blood. He does that styly. He goes that freaky styly. He'll do a piss Christ for you if you're interested. A little Mex piss Christ. Just contact him at artbydmh.com. You can find him there. He's got his Gycons. He's got his Valscapes. Yeah, that's right. Gycons and Valscapes. So go to artbydmh.com. Look at existing artwork he has for sale. So maybe there's a piece there that you want to grab. But if you want something custom, you can actually contact him and let him know, and he'll be happy to do it. That's our friend David Hernandez, David Mex Hernandez. And you can find him at artbydmh.com. That's ARTBYDMH.com. And now let's get out of here, man. It's Christmas. Well, it's not yet. Christmas isn't a week, but that's fine. Now, I'm gonna play this right. It's a timing issue because I'm going to talk over the beginning of it. So in my own head, I'm trying to hit the post on it. I'm going to start it right now. Okay. Now this is our Christmas out. Now this is something you've never heard before either. This was part of something David did for an invitation. I'm looking at the fucking post and everything. And you're thinking to yourself, why? This doesn't sound like Christmas really at all. And au contraire, because I'll tell you what, bang, there's the Christmas that just kicked in, right? I think if I'm timing this correctly, you just heard the little sleigh bells. Those have kicked in, and we've heard those the entire fucking show because that's a sleigh bell effect that David has. He uses them on a lot of different things. And you're thinking to yourself, well, this is kind of Christmassy, but also it was more rocky. And I don't want you to stop believing in Christmas, folks. I want you to hear these sleigh bells. And now, wait, I lost complete track. But I might just fade this. But I'm gonna guess right now that bang, Christmas has kicked in. All right, Merry Christmas. We'll see you guys next week.